In this video, we're looking at solving word problems algebraically. So to solve a word problem using algebra, there's a couple of things we need to do first, some steps. So the first one is obviously read the question or the problem and identify what's actually being asked. Like what does it want you to do or find? You then need to define a variable. Now this is a pronominal or a letter sometimes. And we write a statement such as let x be the number of something. For example, if we're talking about boxes, you could say let B be the number of boxes in the company. So the variable is often what you've actually been asked to find. We then need to write an equation to show how that relationship between all the information in the question forms together. Alright, we need to then solve that equation, and usually this answers the question that we've been asked, or you could write an actual statement about the answer. So sometimes the best part about this is just let's jump in, do some examples, and go from there. So here's a question we have: 5 less than a certain number is 9, less than 3 times the number. So again, I'll read it again. 5 less than a certain number is 9 less than 3 times that number. So we need to write an equation for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the first part. So what I mean by the first part is I'm talking about up here. 5 less than a certain number. So we don't know what the number is, so x. And we know it's 5 less than that, so x minus 5. We know it equals 9 less than 3 times the number. So again, now we have 3x, 3 times that number, minus 9. So that's our equation. Right, we need to find what this is. So we're just going to solve it like a normal algebraic equation. Remember, we're using inverse operations. So what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I want all the x's to be on the same side. So minus 3x, minus 3x. 3x and 3x cancel out, and I'm left with x take away 3x, which is negative 2x, minus 5 equals negative 9. Let's get rid of that minus 5. We want it on the other side with the other normal numbers. So plus 5, that cancels out. And I'm left with negative 2x equals negative 9 plus 5. So sometimes the best way about going about this is, let's say you owe me $9, all right? But then you give me $5 back. How much do you now owe me? And now you owe me negative 4. Okay, you owe me $4. So sometimes thinking about it in terms of money is a good way to answer these problems. Next, we want to deal with that negative 2 at the front. I want the x to say, I don't want the negative 2. I don't plus here. The thing is, the negative 2 and the x are connected. When they're connected like that, it's the same as having, so negative 2x over here is the same as having negative 2 times x. So what do we do to get rid of the times? We divide. So over here, we're going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. I'm left with x, and that's going to equal negative 4 over negative 2, so those negatives cancel out. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. Alright, so that certain number in the question was 2. Alright, here we have another question. Adam and Alex made 254 runs between them in a cricket match. If Alex made 68 more runs than Adam, how many runs did each of them make? Alright, so we know that Alex ran... Hold up, let me rewrite this. Adam's running plus 68, okay? So we're going to say that let Adam equal A, okay? So from now on, wherever that Adam is, it's going to be an A. So Alex runs, let's say that, Alex runs is A plus 68, okay? Now I know that both of them all together made 254 runs. So Adam, so A, made, so let me go like this. So Alex plus Adam made 254 runs. We know Alex's runs was A plus 68. So A plus 68. And I know Adam, we said, was A. So I've converted Alex plus Adam equals 254 into an algebra expression. A plus 68 plus A equals 254. So let's simplify this. So we want to add your like terms. So we end up with 2A plus 68 equals 254. And now we solve it like a normal equation. Minus 68 minus 68. That cancels, so we're left with 2A equals 186. We're going to divide by 2, which gets us, so those twos cancel out, and we're left with A equaling 90, whoop, that's a terrible 9, 93 runs. So, we know A, remember, if we go back up here, Adam's runs was A. So we know that Adam made 93 runs. And if we want to find how much Alex made, so Alex made, we go back up here, Alex's runs was A plus 68. So Alex made 93 plus 68 runs, which ended up being 161 runs.